Oh, thank you, Leanne. Well, you know what? It's time for us to now focus our attention on indoor decor. And we know that right now, indoor plants are all the rage right now. So we've asked CEO from Execuflora, Robbie Strang, to join us in studio this morning to tell us all about, indoor plants. When is it too much? How we can incorporate it into the house? And of course, all the benefits that it has for people and the building.
Exactly. Robbie, thank you, man, for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Absolute pleasure.
I love the fact that, we're talking about indoor plants. Like we're saying, it's a big trend at the moment. But it can also create such a different feel in your environments at home. So I would also strongly suggest people getting into that, especially with the wind outside we experienced this morning. Your plants might just blow away. But how important would you say, from your professional opinion, are indoor plants to an indoor environment?
Well, up until now, plants have been mostly used for aesthetic purposes. And it's, it looks nice and just makes you feel better. But there's a lot of hidden secrets or hidden benefits which we don't know about. And that's something which we've been working closely on in the last 2 years. So we've actually been working with Wits University just to do research into the benefits of plants. And so the key thing is really the air purification of the air, which you can't see.
Yeah.
Now, I'm looking at the display here. This is your work. Yeah. Where do you start bringing in the indoor plants into your environment?
Well, the key factor is obviously light. The higher the light levels, the wider the variety of plants that you can be using. So light is your first key factor to be looking at, and if your light levels are low, you can always bring in artificial lighting, which also helps with plants. And then obviously it's the aesthetic purpose. Choose a plant which looks nice and which you feel comfortable with. And then obviously the final thing would be positioning in terms of your people movement or your movement, that it doesn't get in the way.
Obviously,
and it just fits in with the look and feel of the environment.
What type of plants would you recommend for people out there? Because I see you've got quite a variety on display here this morning, but what are the kind of the go-to plants that people can look at?
Well, actually, for interior purposes, we have to mostly use tropical plants.
Okay.
You've got a controlled environment. You don't have the differences in temperatures of day and night, and obviously the winter-summer period. So mostly we use tropical plants. There's a few local plants which can be used, but there's not a lot because of our very high light levels.
Yeah.
So it's mostly from your tropical regions, and as I said in the beginning, the higher light levels, the wider the variety which you can be using.
Now, you've spoken about the light and how that affects the different type of plants you can have in your space.
Yeah.
But what other conditions should you keep in mind? Because some places are very warm, other places have the air conditioning on extremely high. Does that affect the life of the plant?
Yeah, air conditioning is a big factor, so to try and keep your plants away from air cons. But generally, from a heat point of view, obviously in very bright windows where there's a lot of direct sun or a lot of sun shining onto windows, that does heat up the area. So you could maybe just choosing plants which will fit into that environment, which there is a variety of plants. But otherwise, they're fine.
Awesome. And like you said, the health benefits, and they look good as well. We'll continue our chat about indoor plants a little bit later on this morning with Robbie, so don't go away. Right now, let's quickly find out what is still ahead on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.